the sea-bound blood. The night was heavy with whispers, and beneath the cold glow of the moon, the castle walls seemed to echo the weight of the past. In the courtyard, Carly walked, the chill of the evening air brushing against her face, her thoughts far away. The quiet hum of the castle, with its flickering torches, couldn't quell the restlessness that stirred deep within her. Her hand clutched the fabric of her cloak as if it could hold together the confusion and memories that threatened to unravel her. Out of the shadows stepped the Viking chieftainess, her presence commanding but gentle. The torchlight reflected off her fur cloak, casting long shadows across the stone pathway. Her eyes, wide with a mixture of awe and sadness, studied Carly, her voice soft but unwavering. "Your face," the chieftainess spoke in her native tongue. "It is familiar." Carly froze, her heart skipping a beat. The language sounded so distant, yet strangely comforting. She blinked, and the words that followed slipped from her lips without thought, her voice trembling. "Excuse me." The chieftainess took a step forward, her expression deepening with recognition. "You spoke our language, and I am not mistaken. You are the mirror image of her." Carly's brow furrowed. "Who?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Solveig," the chieftainess murmured, her voice soft with memory. "Your mother." Carly's heart seemed to stop as the words echoed in her mind. "Solveig? My mother." The chieftainess nodded, her eyes flickering with sorrow. "She died when you were still an infant. She sacrificed herself to save me and others, delaying the enemies so the rest of us could escape. But you—" the chieftainess' voice trembled slightly. "You are her." Carly's mind reeled. She remembered her father's stories, tales of a woman he had loved dearly, of a life she would never truly know. But those stories had always been vague, fragments of a past lost in time. And now, the woman standing before her had confirmed it. I never knew her," Carly whispered, her eyes downcast, her hands trembling. "My father told me about her. He said I was like a mirror of her, but I never knew her name." "Solveig," her voice cracked. "Yes," Brynhildur nodded solemnly. "I am your Aunt Tifa. And I should have known you were alive. I should have found you long ago." Carly's breath hitched as the weight of the revelation crushed her. "Tifa," she whispered, the name feeling foreign on her tongue, a name that had long since slipped away with the past. "I haven't heard that name in so long." Brynhildur's face softened. "I am sorry, child. I never knew you survived. I thought you were lost in the storm with your father." "But your father," her eyes grew distant. "He fought against the sea with everything he had. He saved you, and for that I will be forever grateful." "But the sea," her voice faltered. "It claimed him." Carly's eyes filled with unshed tears as the memory of her father's sacrifice surged forward. "He saved me," she whispered. "He saved me with his last breath." Her voice cracked as the weight of it all seemed to overwhelm her. "Tell me," Brynhildur asked softly, "how did you end up in this realm?" "I thought you died lost at sea." "I should have died," Carly replied, her voice barely audible. "But my father, he placed me on a plank of broken ship debris while I was unconscious. For days I floated in the open sea, with no food, no rest, until Lady Marlene found me. She saved me, but she could not save my father. He died in her arms, his last words in a language she did not understand. He held her hand, and then her words trailed off as the pain of the past threatened to overtake her." Brynhildur placed a hand gently on Carly's shoulder, her voice filled with a sorrow that matched the depths of Carly's own. "I am sorry, Tifa. I am so sorry. You have been through so much. You have been lost just as I have. But now you have found your place. You have found a family." The silence between them was heavy with unspoken emotions. Brynhildur's voice broke it once more. "I owe Lady Marlene my gratitude for saving you. Without her, I would have lost everything that mattered." Suddenly, a Viking warrior enters the torchlight with urgency. "Chieftainess!" "You are being called." "I will be there in a moment," Brynhildur replied. The chieftainess turned to leave, pausing before she stepped back into the shadows. I am sorry, Thifa, she whispered once more, her voice tinged with regret. We will talk more tomorrow. Carly softly said, Okay, Auntie. See you tomorrow. Carly, her heart heavy with emotion, watched as the woman disappeared into the night. Thifa, she whispered to herself. The name felt strange, yet somehow comforting. For the first time in years, the girl felt the stirrings of a family she had longed to know. In the distance, the Mongol great Khan and his men gathered on the hill, preparing for the funeral of the Khan's son. The rituals of mourning were performed, with a toy, a helmet, and a bow placed in the grave. A father's whispered words echoed to the heavens, You can rest now, my son. Meanwhile, Matthias sat alone outside the castle estate, his thoughts heavy, his gaze distant. The pain of his father's banishment lingered within him, but it was the confusion that troubled him most. He didn't know how to feel, whether to grieve, to feel anger, or perhaps relief. But no matter the emotions, the loss of his father felt like a jagged scar in his heart. Kristoff, Carly, and Princess Kayla approached him, their presence a comfort. Kristoff spoke first, his voice steady. I'm sorry about your father, Matthias. I do not know what to feel, Matthias replied, his voice thick with uncertainty. He was cruel, but he was still my father. It is hard to reconcile that. Kristoff nodded sympathetically. You are lucky to have had both your parents, Matthias. I lost mine, my little sister, in a wildfire. I never knew my mother, Kayla added softly. She died giving birth to me. But you are not alone, Matthias. Carly stepped forward and embraced him, offering her shoulder as a place to lean. Let it out, she whispered. And Matthias for the first time let himself cry. His shoulders shook with the weight of everything he had kept inside, and Carly stood beside him, her own tears falling silently as she comforted him. Meanwhile, inside the chapel, Lady Marlene sat in quiet contemplation. The chieftainess approached her, her presence a solemn reminder of the past. Lady Marlene, Brynhilder spoke softly, I owe you so much. You saved Thifa, my niece. You gave her a second chance at life. Lady Marlene wiped away a tear and nodded. She was just a child, lost and alone, but we are all part of something greater now. I am honored to have been there for her. The two women shared a quiet moment, their bond strengthened by the shared understanding of what it meant to protect family. Tomorrow they would face the future together, but tonight they honored the past,